Why do we love Stalker? Now, what you saw there was 4 different games. Or should I say, 1 different game in 4 variations. I was playing Stalker Anomaly and just leaving the Rookie Village in a snow adaptation, in a fall adaptation, in a base adaptation, and a reshaded adaptation. There's a lot of ways you could look at that and draw your own conclusions. The weapons models in some cases are different. Using different add-ons, I've changed the SVT-40 into something completely different almost each time, with the exception of maybe the first and the second one. But there's one thing that all these clips share in common, and that's the harmony, I believe, with the music. The very sad, or at least beautiful song that is made by my very talented fellow YouTuber, Campfire Stalker. Please go check him out. I recommend it. I'm going to be using his video throughout the rest of the video. So, back on track. They all share this feeling, no matter what time of year, what mod, how they feel like. Each one, I can guarantee you, will play completely differently because of the mods that I've loaded them with. But they all are something that is installed on my computer and all something I love. Why is that? Why can I love so many different variations of one game? And you could say it's the customization. You could say it's because you modded it to however you want it to fit. I believe it's different. I think that Stalker has a very base feeling that helps us get immersed in the universe, and I want to try to explore that feeling today. So, saddle up, Stalker. We're going on an adventure. First off, lighting. Every game has it, every game needs more of it, and to be honest, I don't think really any game has gotten close to perfecting lighting quite yet, though we are getting super near with ray tracing and all these beautiful visual effects. Stalker has amazing lighting, and in fact, dated games can look very, very good if you just have a very nice lighting system. And this can be assisted by reshades. I know that I use reshades a lot, and I think it makes the contrast between the shadows and the light a lot better, making those effects feel more present, you should say. But in a game like Fear, perhaps, you have lighting that is so fantastic, so much better than the texture quality of the game, that even though the textures are 9 years old, you still have a very impressive system nonetheless. And I'm going to be putting up on some screen some examples of this beautiful lighting that Stalker has, in my opinion. And of course, keep in mind, everything is Anomaly. It's not any Stalker Classic, even though the classic Stalkers have very good lighting. In fact, let me boot up Shadow of Chernobyl. Okay, here we are in Shadow of Chernobyl, and I'll try to find the best place for lighting, and let's just skip to that. And here's a good example of, what a really good lighting scene looks like, what something that looks very beautiful could seem like. Especially with, Shadow of Chernobyl being released in 2007. It is a very dated game, but with just that volumetric lighting system, very impressive. So I think that lighting has to be one of the first reasons why I think Stalker is so enticing to me, and why it pulls me in. Good lighting can just make it that much better. When people say Stalker's atmosphere is depressing, I think they really do mean that, in a positive way. Not everything has to be happy-go-lucky in life, and in a world that's oversaturated with happy things, sometimes it can be a catharsis to be in a situation that is, at its very core, unhappy. And it makes the parts of the game, like sitting around a campfire, talking to other stalkers, so much more enjoyable, rather than having it, say, in a game where it's very linear and boring, and it's just like, oh, look, another ass they plop down there. Versus in Stalker, you could be trudging through the mud, fucking, killing a million mutants, and then you come across this little place where a group of stalkers is coming around and eating together and conversing in Russian, and that feels so good, because you've just been through hell and back, or walked, how many miles in game, or done whatever you need to do for your quest, and you get this nice little, respite. This little area where you can just, let go of your stress. In reality, too. Not just in game, not for your character. No. when you play Stalker and you come across these little prosperity scenes, it can be amazing. And especially with Anomaly or other mods that turn all the dialogue back to Russian, the atmosphere can get even better, because you're supposed to be in Chernobyl, everyone speaks Russian or Ukrainian dialects, you know what I mean? And I think that that does add a lot of extra immersion. You know, atmosphere, for the most part, equals immersion. And, you know, people say immersion in reality, but immersion, you can get immersed in anything. You can be tripping on acid and still be immersed in it. So I think that no matter how, you know, terrible your atmosphere is, if you can have a palpable atmosphere, you're still gonna pull people in. And by terrible, I mean like, you know, like dead babies. I don't know. Well, we'll take that as an example. But I think that, you know, another way that this is done is through its very long travel routes. You gotta walk across the zone. You have no shortcuts, really. You're going from point A to point B, and you gotta go through forest, you gotta go through river, you gotta go through different areas to get where you want to go, and that can suck you in to feel like you're actually traveling across the world versus just, you know, click fast traveling like a lot of games will have you do. And that really is a shame, because Stalker has some amazing, and I mean amazing, environments. And tell me, if you've ever played a reshaded game, you know it just gets better. Really, the more you tweak it, the better it gets. You have mods like nature overhauls, 4K textures. You can really pull out the game's richness and color and depth and detail. So you can take it wherever you want. And personally, I play with a reshade on stock settings, but I also have an into nature anomaly folder that I play when I really want that atmosphere of being in the wilderness. So through some very subtle mechanics, the atmosphere really envelops you. And I feel like a lot of people can feel that. I feel like everyone feels that who plays Stalker, at least. Anyways, on to the next thing. A large part of Stalker that we probably shouldn't forget is the sound design. And this will be the final thing I'll touch on, because there's so much. I mean, honestly, Stalker, there's so much that adds to the atmosphere. It's everything. Stalker is its own atmosphere. I don't think there's any part that doesn't make me feel like I'm in Chernobyl. But the sound design is fantastic. I mean, really insane. Like, playing through Shadow of Chernobyl, you hear all these wonderful sounds. And if you get JSRS or other add-ons for Anomaly, or even Stock Anomaly, or Stock Call of Pripyat, or even Clear Sky, they have just the best soundtracks, not only music-wise, to really pull you in, but also just the Foley and the effects of, you know, going on gravel, water, dirt, hitting a bush, all of these things. And it's wonderfully crafted. So I'll play some stingers here right now to give you an example of what I mean. Just a little bit, just something to give you the taste or remind you of the incredible sound design that can you can be in when you're playing through Stalker. Well, I don't know about you, but that really does pull me in, that music. There are 22 of those, by the way. 22 individual soundtracks, and it is simply amazing to play through Shadow of Chernobyl like that. I mean, really fantastic. But for brevity's sake, I think I'm going to end the video here. In conclusion, I think that pretty much everything about Stalker makes it a good game. That's the TLDR. I think that everything immerses you. I think everything pulls you back because it's such a unique experience. I don't think I've seen anything else. I haven't been pulled by Fallout. I haven't been pulled in by Metro, or really anything. It's much like a book you can play through. Anyways, I hope you really enjoyed the video. Thank you again to Campfire Stalker and 4K, like 60 FPS, whatever his channel name is, for allowing me to use his music and his gameplay, respectively, for some of my takes. I only used one gameplay video, and but all my music that you hear in the background, aside from the one video from the Campfire Stalker scene, is from Campfire Stalker himself. So go check him out. Anyways, my name is mlzplayer. I hope you enjoyed, and please subscribe. I'll see you in the zone.